Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where or when you're listening to this. Welcome to Second Yellow, a footballing podcast where we get together and give you the latest football news, pull together teams, and many more. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And with that being said, let's get into it.
We're South Africa, Egypt, Italy. Isn't continental Italy? Yeah. So we're
Yeah.
doing so. Today's Second Yellow is brought to you from four corners of the world. Welcome.
Yeah, that is true indeed. All over Italy, Spain. No, not Italy, not Spain. Italy, UK, Egypt, and South Africa. Welcome to Second Yellow. Let's kick it off. Do you guys want introductions? Go ahead,
No,
Stuart.
you
Say
just
what's up.
introduced us.
Stuart, say what's up. And Candy Cane, that
I'm here.
lovely
Hi.
introduction you gave. Quarantine, how is Italy?
Good, all good, all safe, all nice.
It's good. Staying
Thank
safe,
you for
staying
gracing us
healthy.
with your presence while you were on holiday.
Yeah, indeed. That is true indeed. Let's kick it off, guys. Verdict on we missed last week, so the opening of the season. How do you think it's going so far? Candice, you can kick us off.
Sorry, I wasn't. Let's
Candice,
not. I actually don't want to talk about football. I'm tired. Man United make me tired. I'm done. Like done. I can't. I don't know. But you know what? How can you really? I don't know. How do you blame the player? You can blame the players a little bit, and you can blame the manager, but they literally don't want to spend money and buy what we need. We're playing with Dumb and Dumber on the centre back, and there's not one. We haven't had one world class centre back since Vidic and Ferdinand left. Not one. And you need world class centre backs. You need Harry Maguire.
80 million.
I'm not gonna say what I think. But you know what? You need world class centre backs to fight for the league. And I'm sorry, if Harry Maguire wasn't British, he would never have cost us that much. British players are always overinflated. I was looking at someone threw a number around for Del Ali and for Jesse Lingard. Someone once was saying Tottenham would pay like 50 million for Jesse Lingard. Jesse Lingard,
Ouch.
50 million. It's because he's British. Exactly. It's ridiculous. 50 million, guys. Can you even? No. British players are overinflated. But yeah, United. I don't want to. I don't want to even talk about United. Can we just talk about someone else?
I really don't know. I really don't know why
Can we?
United didn't buy Umtiti.
Me
Barcelona
neither.
want to get rid of
Mtiti was
him.
much. I understand he's a little bit injury prone at time, but he's still 10 times better than anything we have right now. I love Mtiti, and I just can't.
I mean,
actually can't.
after you have Thiago Silva, free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
And then you look at our right wing. You look at our right wing on top of it. They need just spend the money, man. Can we not talk about this football? Let's talk about American football rather. Let's talk about something.
We'll gladly talk about that. What do you?
Yes. Look, I have changed the subject. Go for it.
Quarantine, Quarantine and Stuart, how are you? Are you guys feeling with Arsenal's start to the season?
as you had said, that West Ham game will be a game that with Emery we will have lost like at the last minute. We'll have taken a stupid goal or one of the players will have done something stupid, like we'll have get a red card or something. But to be honest, since the restart of the Premier League after the COVID, I think we played decent. As you had said, mentality of the players seem to be completely changed, seem to be more united, and as I said, I won't be surprised if we see Arsenal maybe in the top, I would say top 5, top 4 this season.
Yeah, I can see it from the way that they played, like the opening couple of games and everything. I definitely see it. I definitely see them in and about them. I mean, it will take. Obviously, it's only 2 games in, but it would take like you got to lose stupid games like the West Ham, like against other teams. But again, they were ruthless against Fulham, like the way they played.
Yeah.
That's what you have to do to, no disrespect to Fulham, but smaller clubs or lesser clubs. You have to beat them. You have to get the points.
Plus this year, we don't have any, like, we have only English competition. We have the cup, the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, and the league. That's it. No, as sad as it is that we don't play European, it can be only benefit for us when you will have basically all the team we will play will fight to reach top three, top four, top five. They will all be playing
Well,
Champions League, etc.
was it a Conte? Was it Conte or was it Ancelotti that played this season when we did it? We weren't in Europe and we won the league and the cup double that year because we were solely focused. I think it was the year we had Diego Costa and Fabregas.
Yeah, but look,
Like
after
they,
when Leicester make it, they were playing just the league as well.
yeah,
So,
that's true.
but after, to be honest, speaking, like, you just mentioned Ancelotti. What a beginning of season you have with Everton.
Oh, Everton look. I don't want
Everton
to
looks
say it
dangerous.
because most years they tend to buy like decent signings, and you say, oh, on paper they actually look so good, but they shank it and it just falls. But James looks like a
But
signing,
man,
or he is a
it's,
signing.
it's, it's his second game, so obviously we won't like throw him further too far. But for foreigner player that never play in England, he play only in what, Spain and Germany. That you're
Yeah,
having on your first two game in England, you give assists, you score like that. If you continue like that, be careful to Everton. I'm telling you.
yeah, it's not an easy trip at all. But in all fairness, well, obviously got to see Christensen throw away a game that, to be fair, Liverpool were dominating, but Liverpool, to me, just looked like nobody's going to catch them. I don't even think City, right now, I don't even think City is going to get close.
Really, beginning of the season after the first game,
It's like
I said
literally
to
two
myself,
games.
they won't. Yeah, after I think they won't be champion this year.
I, I don't, I want to say that, but they just have that, they have that mentality about them that when they
Yeah,
going forward,
yeah,
like I said, I don't
Yeah.
think it was the best Chelsea performance at all. Like Liverpool had something stupid, like almost 80% possession. And yeah, okay, the red card did help, but even before the red card, like
I don't think that, but it
we
wasn't the
were
best
under the
Chelsea. I
cosh.
think they got Chelsea at the right time.
yeah.
Yeah, I know the commentators were talking and they were saying like, Lampard's probably like waiting for it will be nice in the international break and everything. And just to get the squad like properly together, everybody fit and healthy, and it's not the Chelsea with all the signings and everything.
Mm.
So I mean, what do you guys think? Me personally, on the Chelsea signings, like I mean, I think Werner looks so sharp. I
Yeah.
think there's goals in him, and he's gonna get goals, and especially against big teams on the counter attack. He's so quick.
Who?
Timo Werner.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He's so quick and he shows intent. Like obviously his head not down, but you know what I mean. Like his head's down and he wants to move forward. He doesn't
Yep.
like. He's not one of those guys that wants to take a touch, go back, and
I rewatched
he's
some of the
first.
game Monday after school, and yeah, it wasn't like Stuart said, it wasn't the best game. But
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
mean,
I think it's too
Christensen.
early to tell.
For
But
me, for
yeah,
me,
Liverpool looks
Havertz.
sharp,
I don't know
man.
if he needs to settle or something, but for me, he looks really lazy. And
You do need to
I'm
settle though. Some players can, you know what? Some players can do it, and some players can't. It's just one of those things. Some players
yeah,
hit the
just
ground running, and then have a dip a little bit later on, and others take 1 or 2 games to settle down.
I think once the full squad is back, I would actually leave Havertz on the bench for a little while, just to kind of give him say, actually, you're gonna have to fight for your position because Mount's playing as good as he was. Um, he was arguably one of the best players on the pitch against Liverpool, like trying his utmost to try and make it work. I thought Werner was well. I haven't seen Ziyech yet.
Mm.
And then also, I think our defense will get better. You see, like things like that Christensen thing. All you need to do is get goals out of Mane. Yes, Mane is quick, but you put yourself in trouble immediately when you let him run across you. You knew, and all Henderson did was play a straight out ball. Was it Henderson or whoever? And just play one ball, and you're in. So hopefully
Yeah.
with Thiago, he can come in and he'll just settle, like take out small little niggly things like that. I don't know how good his English is, but he's gonna have to speak English. Or just shout. Just
No,
shout
but
as much as you can.
yeah, I see. Chelsea, you signed a new keeper,
Yeah, we got.
Mendy.
Oh, don't even get me started on Kepa.
Oh my god.
I, do you know? I
I love
said
Twitter.
we
It
were
makes
we
me
were
so
talking.
laugh. Oh,
We
I
were
love it.
talking a couple of weeks ago, and I just said like, well, we're gonna have to stick with Kepa despite all this signing stuff like that, because we haven't got a goalkeeper yet. And what does Kepa do?
It
Shaky
was just
against Brighton. Shaky against Brighton is the the goal. The second goal for Mane is just he just looks like he doesn't want to be there. I don't know. It could have happened to probably to like any other keeper, like just maybe just didn't think Mane would come sprinting through, but come on. For somebody under so much pressure, I would try my utmost to try and perform
yeah.
and try and do like just make the basics, just do the basics right, and you go from there. Because if we lose that game, what was if we lose that game 1-0 with the red card, you could say, okay, we defended well. Yeah, okay, the we defended well. Can't really stop the first goal. Great header by Mane, and you move forward. But just to give away that second goal was just frustrating because one chance and you're back in the game after that.
Oh yeah, if you have the chance, yeah.
Yeah, one chance you're back in the game, and Jorginho misses a penalty also. 100% record. Of course, he misses a penalty. Have
Yeah.
him on my fantasy team, by the way. Stupid.
Yeah.
uh anyway, VAR, is that something? I
I-
know we talk
The
about it.
dumbest, stupidest, dumbest thing in existence. And I'm not just saying that because of United's decision, but it gets worse and worse every week. Every week there's one game where there's a controversial call and you're just like, what are you doing? And I thought these things were like for the obvious things that were missed. Now they're looking at every tiny little actual, and it's just, it can't. VAR is killing football, and I can't stand it. I'd rather go back to, you know what, losing a game because we had a goal disallowed than these type of decisions. Because at least for those kind of games, there was things to argue about and debate, and I don't know, it just brought the fun to football. Now it just feels like, I don't know, I just can't.
Yeah.
I don't know how you guys feel, but I'm not one. It just gets worse every week instead of better.
No, I get what you mean, and it's like it's bittersweet. It's like I didn't. I think the De Gea, the one where they said he was off his line, like
Yo, like what was that? It was no
he's
way. There
literally
was
there's inches,
it's
like not even an inch,
exactly. I agree. Like,
and
and you know what? And
you've
for De
given
Gea
it
to actually save a penalty, I was like, guys, he's doing what he finally stepped up to these things, and now you want him to retake it. It's weird with retakes though that they allow someone new to retake it.
exactly what I was gonna say. What if
I
you're
was
gonna
like,
do
that makes
that?
no sense. If that's
If
like,
you
then that's just a whole new penalty.
if you're gonna do that, you should the same person should retake it because I reckon
100%.
De Gea saved it. Ayu comes up and he's nervous the second time because
Exactly, of course. There's
he's
a
gonna
chance that
want
you're gonna
to.
miss it again.
Yeah, he's gonna want to, but to like change the penalty taker, and of course Zaha steps up, boom, like he's
Yeah, no,
stores it, and then
I
all of a sudden
I
it's
wasn't happy with that. With the
like you take
decision,
that.
with the retake, with it just was just really it's maddening. But it happens every week. There's something. The whole concept of VAR when they introduced it, I was like, oh, this is great. You know, it's gonna stop those blatant misses that refs and linesmen make. Cool, it's gonna be good. And instead, it's just been the total opposite. It's been a disaster. In England, at least, it's been a disaster.
In
the
England,
the
been a
one.
disaster. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. It seems like it's just here because I haven't had like well, I haven't heard of like big
Yeah.
calls happening anywhere else where it's just been stupid. It has had these good moments. I mean, I like
Mhm.
the
It has.
idea of allowing a play out so the linesman doesn't lift his flag
Yeah, yeah.
until I think it was the City game last night. Jesus like ran through on goal, put the ball in the back of the net. Linesman lifted up his flag. VAR had a quick check and they were like, "Yeah, no,
Mm.
it's offside."
No,
But
I
he
like
did his
that.
job.
Yes. It was done correctly. Even
But
with
then
a lot
there's
of penalties are obvious penalties that the ref or linesman miss. Great, I have no problem with those obvious ones. But if they're gonna look at like the tiny, like how was Lindelof actually supposed to run? You tell me how we were supposed to run with his hands not in the places that they were.
yeah,
It didn't
there's
like there was no way he could have run any differently. I just can't think of how awkward he would feel if you have to run with your hands against your body because you're just so scared of the ball touching any part of you by accident.
yeah,
Like defenders
there's
must be
weird
so
times. Handballs, yeah,
yeah.
like it has its plus, it's negative talking points. There's been like small glimmers, but the problem is right now it's more negative than anything.
Yeah,
Like there's
agreed.
always something stupid. There's always something like a silly call, like I said, the Gea's off the line, and
And every
it's a
week it
matter
happens.
of inches.
It's not like
Um,
once a week or once a month. I mean, it's not once a month there's a silly call or once every 2 months. Every single week there's a ridiculous call.
I don't know. Quarantine, how's it going in France? To VAR, do they use it? Do
Nice.
they use it there?
Yeah, we use it. To be honest, it's doing well. They're doing well. They're doing yeah, no, they're doing pretty well. So no have to complain so far. Obviously, they're checking every single thing, but we don't have any stuff like what happened in England. They're
But
less
then,
Yeah.
strict.
currently, what are
Let's
they
say.
doing differently? What are they doing differently? Are they not checking everything? Like the ref is not going to the camera for every single thing? And what are they doing differently? Is the game slower that there's not so many controversial calls? Like, what is it?
I think they use the logic a bit. So, for example, when they're using the fact that it's ball to hand is not
Mm-hmm.
a penalty, except if obviously
Mm-hmm.
you make your body bigger. But if it's ball to
Yes.
hand and the player don't move, they don't give a penalty. It's a handball, okay,
Yeah.
but you can't give it a penalty. I mean, if not, player will
Like
start to
like you're
play.
running, like how you gonna run?
Yeah, player will start to play
No,
with the hand in the pant, and that's it.
exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like England's taking it too far, man. Like they're taking it way too far.
I think it depends on how far your hand is away from your body.
No,
Yeah, but
100%. But like, so in most of the
you look at
cases,
the run, yeah,
look at
running
Lindelof even.
actions. Yeah, you look at running
Like,
actions. You look at
That shouldn't be penned.
you
No,
can see when someone's just running. Like, if you look at the whole process, you can see when a player is literally just running and when his hand has gone to a awkward angle. Like, I don't know. I just think
yeah.
it's
I
never
think
gonna
only
stop with VAR.
person I think will never get that call was like Robin, because like he runs with his hands like against his chest or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Robin does
when
have a funny one.
I don't know
Sterling's got a
how.
weird run as well.
Yeah, it's true. His hands is quite close to the his body as well, like as he's running. So I
I
don't.
don't. I just think
I
refs need to use their discretion, and refs need to use common sense. They're paid to do a job, same as
But
umpires
some
in cricket, same as referees in rugby. You're paid to do a job. Do it to
refs
the
should be
best
able
of your
to.
ability.
But
I don't
refs
know.
should be
England,
able to like. For me, if VAR makes the call, it's final, right? A ref can't go back on VAR's call. But again,
Yeah, but
the call of VAR is just another ref. So why can't the main ref? It's just the ref. Like we spoke about it before in one of our podcasts, and we said at the end of the day, the ref on the field should actually go and look at a camera, and he should be the decision.
with
And third
Chelsea,
opinion.
she checked it. They said, "Look, buddy, I think you should check this out." He ran to the
Yeah,
camera, checked it out, saw,
exactly.
oh, hang on, he
So
physically
why
rugby
was it
tackled
allowed
Mane
then?
to the floor, and then came
But like,
back
why
and
was
gave
it
the red.
allowed at that point? Why was it allowed at that point? Like he can do it. Why didn't they just do it all the time then? If you can do it, because clearly they can. They just showed us they can.
Yeah, they can, and I think that they should with
It's
those types
100%.
of decisions. I think with offside, because there's so many of those calls that I don't think a ref
Hmm.
should be running to the sidelines looking at offside. You're either
No,
offside or
but
you're
red
not,
cards,
whether it's by or
penalties, that
yeah,
type of thing.
penalties, def, even diving. Like I actually thought Sterling should have got a yellow yesterday, like early in the game, because he went to ground. He was looking for the pen, saw that he was
Yeah.
never going to get it, so got up and like trudged off. But, oh, I think he was lucky not to have gotten a yellow.
Figure swimming, definitely.
Yeah, he
That's
was lucky not to get a yellow. Look, Cody went in, but he pulled out, and the ref saw that he pulled out. Sterling just went to ground. There was no contact.
Mm.
It wasn't that he was off balance. It wasn't that he was trying to stop himself. He just like his ankle just collapsed. I don't know if he's had surgery on that ankle in order to make it bend that way, but I don't know how these guys do it, because like if I'm running full tilt, I can't just drop to the floor. These guys must practice
Yeah.
this. I'm telling you, they must practice this, because the way they do it is quite skillful.
it's not. It's not. Name of
But
headmaster of the school.
I do think, I mean, like, there was no need to go to VAR or the sidelines or anything for the Man City penalty that I think it was Seiss gave or whatever on De Bruyne. That was a stonewall penalty, and that was just given, and they played. Cool. And
No.
and definitely the red card situation with Christensen. It was a red card, 100%.
Yeah,
Mane
100%.
could have
Yeah.
got the ball.
Yeah.
It would have been a goal scoring opportunity. The ref had no choice.
Christensen
think-
was on his back.
I think if there wasn't VAR, I guarantee you he would have gotten the red from the ref. But the ref knows that VAR can help him a little. So he's like, I'd rather give a yellow, and then VAR can tune me to give the red. And then
Yes,
I know that I've
okay.
made the right decision, rather than just give a straight red. And
Yeah,
then
that
say
makes sense.
VAR
That's
goes
okay
back.
though. I can understand if that's the thought process for that kind of decision, and that's fine. I get that.
I'm happy with
But
that too.
because then no, but VAR,
Do you, okay,
VAR for
for
penalties.
that scene, the ref ran over, had a look at it. VAR told him the Gea incident where his line is literally not even a millimeter. His foot is not even a millimeter
Mm.
off the line. Does the ref go back to that? Shouldn't the ref have a look like VAR? Actually, you do know
I
what? Have a
agree.
look at
That's what
this
I thought. The ref
because
I
should
think
be the
so.
ref that.
it's so close we can't determine. But again, with I don't know, it happened like back end of last season where they drew this line and literally, one player, I think Stuart said, one player has like a size 11 boot and the other player has a size 7 boot, and
Yeah, exactly.
he's offside.
And that's the offside, yeah. Look,
Like
But
he's
according to
Gea was
100%.
super unlucky, because as a goalkeeper, I think it's just a natural thing to kind of move a little bit forward.
You move,
Dive
yeah,
like a bit
and he did. It
forward.
wasn't even
I don't know.
a
It's
big.
just it's impossible. And
Yeah, but then again,
yeah, it wasn't.
people saying like the Brighton keeper when Jorginho took the penalty against him last week, and he like started a meter in his goal, but I think that puts the goalkeeper at a disadvantage because then you gotta jump forward and
He's
then to
still,
the
yeah,
side.
he's still in that forward motion. He's still in the motion
Yeah.
already. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
definitely
but
an
he's
advantage.
in a natural. Yeah, but he's in a natural motion. So if you're standing a little bit behind your line and you go, forward like you would in a normal penalty situation, then that's fine, because then I don't think that you're encroaching. But if you like on the line like De Gea was, or he was like literally just in
Yeah.
front of the line and then moved forward, that's deemed to have closed the angle down for the guy taking the spot kick. Look, I disagreed with the decision. I didn't think that he encroached that much
Yeah.
that it put what's his name at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name, but yeah. And if you look at the second one, it was the exact same. De Gea went pretty much
Exactly.
the same
That's what I
distance
thought.
out.
He pretty did exactly the same thing. I agree. I was like, but he just did
Yeah.
the same thing. Why are we not retaking it for a second time?
Because the goal was scored. So obviously it wasn't
Exactly.
at the disadvantage to the person taking the spot kick. So they're only going to call it back if... So De Gea could have moved flipping 2 meters out, and if Zaha scored, Zaha scores. End of story, goals given, play on. But if Zaha
Yeah.
misses...
I know that. Yeah, that's the rule, but it's stupid in a way because then you're just like, it still defeats the purpose. He's still breaking the law
Yeah, I agree.
in
but
technically
they've- but
terms.
It's
they
kind of
have
like
said
playing
in a
advantage.
penalty shootout, in a cup game,
Yeah,
in a
yeah,
penalty shootout, a goalkeeper can be sent off. If he's on a yellow already from the game,
Yes,
and
yeah,
does
he can
this
be.
twice, so he'll get 1 warning, and then the second time, if he encroaches, he will get a second yellow, and he will be removed from the
Yes, he
game.
will.
Who was it? It's weird. Like this is coming up now, but I remember. But this was years back when I can't remember when Dida was it like in a Champions League game or something in a penalty shootout, and Dida was
Liverpool, AC
so
Milan, 2005.
and Dido was so far off his line. It was crazy.
I remember
Like
that game.
like no, I don't think it was against Liverpool. It was a probably a semi-final or something that went to penalties or quarterfinal. But like, and they brought it up then, but it just sort of went. It just disappeared, and now it's I don't know. It's
Mm.
become an important thing again.
And
Like
Well,
now
look,
we're looking like at this minuscule line, like we're looking at this tiny difference compared to something that was like that. Yeah, it's
yeah,
just
I don't. I think it's very difficult. I think the only way that you're gonna get this right is if you do an imaginary line. So if there's an
yeah,
imaginary in like the VAR box or whatever, there's an imaginary line that only VAR can see. It's not going to be physically on the field, and then they look at
yes,
the
yes,
penalty
yes,
from an angle, and if they see that the goalkeeper has gone past that line, they whisper to the ref and say, "Look, goalkeeper has encroached, retake."
yeah,
But
yeah.
if he's like, there's
And it
got
also
to be
helps for us
some
sitting at
leeway.
home. It also helps for us sitting at home, and then we can be like, okay, cool, we're all seeing the same thing. Like now, VAR's making the decision, but we're all like, but what are you actually seeing? It's minuscule, like it's tiny. But now if
so
we
But
if
that's
see
the
the
that,
ref
like
problem,
Stuart
is
says,
because
that
we all
imaginary
we
line, then we can be like, okay, cool, we all see the
yeah, but
same
again,
thing.
quarantine said like what happened in France, like they give the ref has to use his common sense, and they give a little bit more power to the ref. So in that instance, I think why didn't VAR say, listen, go have a look
Yes.
for it, go have a look at it.
Yeah, like they did with the red card. That's what I'm saying. If they
Yeah,
can, if he can do it, he has that ability. So why don't we do it more often? It's like
Yeah,
the
but
ref was
what?
almost like like taking responsibility away from himself, and he's like, okay, you know what? Cool. Then
or get
it
the
see.
won't be my
lines.
fault if
The
this
linesman
happens.
is standing. The linesman is standing
Oh
online,
yeah, but
right?
we know from Champions League 7 years ago when they introduced this linesman behind the goal, they do
Yes,
literally nothing. They watch you get murdered into the
yes.
ground for a pin, and they just look at you, and then they look at the refs, and they don't do
And
anything. I've
they're
never
like,
understood
should I
that.
say this? Yeah, like what?
Yeah, but look,
No, but it's like people. You take the example of a penalty. How many times when there is a penalty, after the penalty taker kick the ball, how many players from his team are already in the box,
oh
or
yeah,
from the team of the guy?
solidly a lot, very illegal.
This is ridiculous. And when the if the guy scored a penalty, they won't say nothing. But if he don't score and the defender is touching the ball, they will check and they will say the guy was in. But if he score, they will say yeah, he was in, but it's alright. It's all he's in, and you make it retake whatever happened. If the penalty is good or if it's not, or you don't, or you say it's okay. We don't make it. We take it. You cannot say oh
Yeah,
Mm.
he didn't score. The defender was in the box earlier. We make it retake. It's all you take the decision as soon as you see the defender in, so you don't know if the penalty is score or not. But you cannot say oh the keeper stop it and the defender kick the ball out in corner, but he was in the
but
box
but
before.
he was in the box when before the
Yeah,
kick was taken. I
this
agree,
is
but
stupid.
I don't understand why. Because I mean, a goalkeeper versus a penalty taker, I don't believe it's a 50-50. I don't think it's 50% chance that he scores, 50% chance the goalkeeper saves it.
No
I
way.
think it's more like 80-20. 80% chance he scores, 20% he saves it. Right?
A hundred
So
Yeah,
why are they
percent.
making it
yeah.
more difficult for the goalkeeper who already has a
Yes,
disadvantage of
I
saving a
agree.
pin, and they're making it
mm.
more difficult for the goalkeeper by saying you have to be behind your line, you can't touch the post, you can't
It's
like
like it's
wave your
making
hands, you can't move, you gotta be dead still, and then
it.
and then the striker can literally do like a whole flippin' dance before he goes and takes his penalty. And all
Yeah. I
Jorginho
get
needs
it.
to do is
But
just like
remember,
shift his hip.
remember those old school penalties? Hey, you used to have to like run from the halfway line and dribble the ball, and then the goalkeeper used to be able to come out a bit, and like that's cool.
Yeah,
I'm like, let's go
those were
back to
cool.
that.
Well, they still do
Let's
that
go back to that.
in hockey. So if there's a
Yeah,
penalty
they do.
in NHL ice hockey, you take it from the
Yes, in
halfway
ice
line
hockey,
and
not
you have
normal
to
hockey.
To be
and then go.
to be honest, by doing that, is allow the keeper to have more chance. Obviously, you cannot have the keeper going out of his box,
Exactly. I
but
think
at
it's more
least he can go in the
50-50.
small box. If he can go
He
Yeah, I
in
can
the
do
think it's
small
more
whatever
box,
he
50-50.
wants, but you've got a timer. You've got X amount of
It's
seconds.
more 50-50. That's for me is
Absolutely,
better.
yeah. And I don't think halfway line. Jesus, no, that's too much. I
no,
think maybe
25
from
meter.
like
No, it wasn't. It was about. It was just
Yeah.
outside the big box they would run from.
But anyway, I
yeah,
get
I'd
what
say
you're
just
saying.
outside the big box on the
It
dribble.
alleviates all that other small little nonsense like your foot on the line or people running into the box.
Yeah.
it takes away something like that. Or you just have a thing like, listen, you can't encroach on the ball, and it just has to be a case of a penalty gets taken. If it's saved, it's saved. Ball's dead. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and it's a goal kick. If
And
penalty
you
is saved,
restart,
goal kick.
Yeah.
End of
and
the
you
story.
I do understand that a keeper can't come too far off its line. I get that, but like we were like I think the problem is that they've made it so like analytical and it's so like it's just it's not
No,
fun
but
anymore. Everything is just
it's
losing
like
its
when
fun.
it's like when the people are taking the penalty too. Like the guy is doing an assist. Have you seen when they just touch the ball, the striker that is kicking the ball is already halfway in the box, but he scores. So obviously,
Yeah, I know
but
when Henri
it's
and
like
Pires tried that and
yeah,
it didn't quite
yeah,
work out.
yeah. But it's like how it's like if there is a post, how come the kicker cannot kick against the ball? What do you, they really think that people will touch the post in purpose to after kick the ball? You know, there is some rule in football that are a bit stupid.
It's very
yeah.
stupid, but like either they're just trying to get more goals into the game. So they're like, okay, well,
Yeah.
penalties, like we kind of want to see more penalties because it brings goals. So let's get penalties. Let's make it easier for penalty takers and more difficult for goalkeepers.
But
But I
there's some
mean, I think
ridiculous
a
stat like,
goalkeeper saving a penalty is so exciting and so entertaining because it doesn't
Agree.
happen often. So
yeah.
like if you see a penalty save, it's like, wow, that was awesome. Like
Yeah,
well
it's like
done,
yeah,
penalty
yeah,
save,
yeah.
huge. But no, they should. I mean, first of all, they should make it more difficult for the goal taker because
Yeah.
this whole like being able to almost shift your entire body to one direction, wait for the goalkeeper to make his move, and then kick the ball in, I think is
I think they should do
bollocks.
like what we're doing in Canada Water, like 2-step. That's it, or 3-step maximum. So you don't have
Yeah.
people
No, you can
running
take as
for
many steps as you want, but you can't stop. It has to be one fluid motion
yeah
like they used
yeah
to do. You weren't
but
allowed
after
to
you're gonna
stop before you
yeah,
take
but
a
you're gonna have the
penalty.
Pogba. Pogba is not stopping. He's just walking like with this mini
Yeah,
step.
He's
he's
Whatever he
walking
do.
like he's on a stroll. Like
people
he's on
have
a
found
stroll.
ways. Yeah, but I understand what you mean. You want it all to be uniform. Like, listen, it's
Like
Yeah.
a
you
run,
put the
a
ball
normal run.
down, you take
Yeah.
a run up, and you shoot the ball.
Yeah,
Like,
you can't
people have
jump
found ways to get
half of the air
around it.
like Jorginho did.
Yeah.
And
Like basically skipping towards the ball.
But all
Like he's
players are
taking.
different, man. Just like they play football differently, they take penalties differently, they take free kicks differently. Like you can't make that too uniform, else you're just losing a little bit of that as well.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
I
but
understand what you
I
mean,
mean,
but
all
you can
what I don't know
you
if you
can do.
check, but yeah, go on.
No, you can.
No, but like for example, quick example, Ronaldo, he take the ball for a free kick. Look against Spain, Portugal. Put the ball. He don't take ages. He just put his pants a little bit high, like he's in fucking tongue. He shoot. He score. He don't. He's not doing. He's not walking through the ball or anything. Like for me, all the like you check Messi, you check. They all take the ball. They put it on the spot and they kick the ball. But all this new
Yeah.
generation, they start to run. They stop. They run. They stop. They man, they have to stop that. Is I mean, even Jorginho is
that's
okay because at the end of the day, he run, he just jump and shoot. Okay, this
no,
is
but you
his way.
shouldn't be allowed to jump. You shouldn't be allowed
Yeah,
to jump. You're putting the goalkeeper off. Goalkeeper's watching you and the ball, and he's trying to determine which direction you're gonna shoot. You jumping and like fake kicking because you like stutter, and then goalkeeper goes that way, and then you can literally watch him diving, and then you can shoot into the goal. So you're giving
It's like slow
yourself
motion.
100% opportunity to score by making the
Yeah,
goalkeeper move early.
I agree. There's
And the
no
unless
goalkeeper
you
action.
shouldn't move early.
unless you're John Terry.
Unless you John
Thanks, man.
Terry, and it's a rainy night
Because
in Moscow,
you can even
and
make
you
the goalkeeper go the wrong way and you still hit it over that crossbar.
yeah.
Yeah.
Look, penalties
Anyway.
aren't
But on
easy
that-
to take. I've taken them before. Okay, not in professional football, but at school level, at club level, and they're not easy to do from a goal take perspective. But you definitely have a higher advantage than the
Of course.
goalkeeper of saving it, and you just make it more difficult for the goalkeeper, and I think that's bullshit.
I mean, we all
Agreed.
remember.
Of
We
course.
remember
We
this
could
penalty
argue about
from,
penalties for
in
hours.
Euro. Yeah.
We could literally argue about penalties for hours.
Anyway, we'll finish up.
Well, there you have it. Hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you're enjoying the content we're putting up, please subscribe to our channel and leave a like at the end of the video. Thank you. See you all next week.